to get Barb on the line. Can we get Barb on the line? First of all, I appreciate you as well. But let's talk about this thing. Going towards the end, and then I'm going to come towards the beginning of your comment. Number one, you're not going to wait on anyone to come back for you to inherit the goodness of what is owed to you. You're going to inherit your blessings right here on this earth in your lifetime. You understand? You're not going to have to wait for after this life to enjoy the richness and the wealth and the life of stability that you deserve just because you have evil and wicked people in your bloodline. The duration of your whole life is not going to be suffer, pain, agony, anguish, and confusion. I first need you to come out of agreement with that today. Okay? All right, we've done that. Let's go. What happened to you is called a bloodline curse. These are bloodline principalities that exist within the bloodline. I talked about this. I had a private presentation in January speaking about getting you unstuck from calamity to favor. As a generational curse breaker, what you have to understand, the first thing we're going to have to do is get out of our feelings. Then we can move towards the curse breaking part. Right now, you're feeling like a curse experience and you feel like it's winning and it's effective and no one can help you and you can't help yourself and it's just above you now. And that is not true. First, let's get outside of our feelings so that God can give us the revelation. Here's the revelation, Barb. And I love your name. The whole thing of the matter is that your whole life was not stolen from you. What happened was you were born into a family, and I don't know your situation, but this is usually the situation of generational curse breakers. You were born into a family where there was a covenant that existed before you came, before you arrived to this earth. And unfortunately, the bloodline that you were birthed into, there was a yoke and a bind on this bloodline where there are countless of dark patterns that exist within the bloodline where no matter what generation to generation does, there seems to be some type of unseen force, an unseen hand that is keeping this family in non-stop calamity or some type of struggle or some type of resistance to the higher qualities of life. And so as a result, you will see from grandfather to father to son, the same thing. From grandmother to mother to daughter, same thing. No matter what anyone tries to do, it has been a generational pattern. Wherever you see a pattern, there has to be an unseen yoke. And so your situation is, you, my dear, from the beginning of your inception, there is a mark on you. And so whatever you are at your core, at your spirit level, someone saw that. And from the beginning, sometimes people will use you and funnel all of your favor to them at your expense. This is what we call taking a star from another, or this is what we call a star exchange or destiny exchange, or now you're probably familiar with destiny swapping. It's taking the bright essence and the favor that a child may have and funneling it to usually an active practitioner in that bloodline, where the bloodline feeds on the bloodline at the expense of most of the people in the family, and there's usually only one or two that are stable or are maintaining some type of position in that family, which is usually like a head narcissist or some head toxic person who presents themselves to be decent or presents themselves to be the level-headed one. That's usually the one that is actively doing practitioner work to keep that family bounded up and shackled. And a lot of people will not believe that they have active practitioners in their families who are keeping people in poverty, keeping people in depression, keeping people in pain, keeping people in cycles of mental illness. That is a real spiritual thing. And unfortunately, it has manifested from generation to generation. And what God is tasking you to do, my dear, and I know it is a very hard and very complicated path, what God is tasking you to do is to be the one to close the door on whatever portal that was open that is keeping that family shackled and bound. And the way that we do that is we live our lives in reverse. Whatever is going on with your family, however they are living, you're going to have to dedicate your life to a life of discipline, faith, and holiness if you can, to the best of your ability, to reverse the curse. All it takes is one to break these patterns. And what happens is the family inflicts pain and trauma on you in hopes that you will go out and engage in self-destructive behavior because they don't want to feel like you're better than them. So people will punish you for doing the right thing in hopes that you will become just like them. So they can say, see, he's just like us. See, she's just like us. They ain't no better than us. When you know the play, you can combat it. When you know the play, you can combat it. And not only that, that childlike innocence that you want and you long for so much is number one, you're going to have to release any resentment towards those people, because resentment and anger keeps us shackled and bound. Release them today. That is not your mother, your father, your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, your sisters, your brother, or anything. These are just people that you know by relation, by blood relation, but they're no longer your family. Release them. Detach yourself from the identity that you have become accustomed to. Whoever you can resonate in the spirit, who has the same desires as you, people who want to see you prosperous and moving forward, those people are your family. You're not destitute, you're not isolated, you're not alone. What you are is still attached to the thing that has hurt you the most. Come out of agreement with whatever they did to you. Release resentment and cut them off. Sever all ties in your mind and in your spirit and your heart, and proceed forward. And then next, become teachable. Allow the Holy Spirit to teach you, to guide you. Just be teachable. Look at this life as an opportunity and as an experience, because it truly is. Release this feeling like this life is a burden and a ball and chain, because it's not. It is truly an opportunity. So explore. Open your mind again. Open your heart again. And let God blow your mind the way that he did when you were a little child before all of that trauma tried to claim your identity. I'm here for you, Barb, if you need me. I'm here.